Hello and welcome to another edition of Mailbag. What is Mailbag? Well, Mailbag is a feature of the channel where you guys leave lots of comments on the channel and I attempt to answer those comments, or if I can't answer those comments, I throw it out to you guys who have more knowledge on some of this stuff than I do. So let's get into the first mailbag of this session. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. Next comment or question comes from Gerald Havina in response to my SMB doesn't work. A SMR I did in February 2023. And Gerald writes, SMB is an abomination of a protocol. Very sensitive, broadcast based and open to abuse. Regarding the obsolescence, this reminds me of the USB interface on the AKAI S6000, which allows you to remotely access its screens menu and transfer files to and from the storage on the S5000. The software used for that is called AKAI Syst. Latest version I believe was 2.3. There was no way this works on any modern version of Windows. To get it to work, I need to connect the S5000 to a Linux desktop, use VirtualBox to get Windows XP version up and running, and route the USB device file to the VirtualBox instance, and voila! Boot up XP. And run AKAI Syst to bring up the S5000 system menu. Now, I do agree SMB is a horrible protocol, but it is used with the Windows file system. So you're rather stuffed, to be honest. The AKAI S6000 is another reason why I have Windows XP machines. Running legacy technology requires you to have legacy machines. Either old machines or virtual machines of legacy machines. Now, personally, I'm not a Linux expert. It's not my forte. I'm not an expert, so I leave Linux to other people. So going the Linux way is not the way I do things, to be honest. But it's very interesting what you say. I actually have, I think I've got 3 now. I've got 1 there and 2 in storage. So I've got 3 XP machines in various builds for various pieces of equipment that don't work very well on Windows 7 or Windows 10. So, or Windows 2000 for that matter. No, Windows 2000 is fine. XP, yeah, it's Windows 7 and Windows 10 that seem to be the issues. Because, you know, like any truly software engineering, the buggers update things. Next comment or question comes from Pfizer. Yes, we'll go with that. And this is in response to the Yamaha SY99 project Part 1 assessment. A video I did in August 2022. And I have to be brutally honest and say the SY99 is down in storage. And I've done very little with it since then because I've been busy doing other stuff. And he or she writes, did you end up unleashing the 8 meg of memory using the Sector 101 chips? Also, how did the Gotek floppy? Also about the Gotek floppy disk emulators. Do you think they're a good idea? I have an SY99. I'm going to get a bunch of mods done, fix the aftertouch, replace the screen. Do the internal battery, etc. Currently gathering as much info on the memory upgrade front. What would you recommend? Also looking in going forward into more SY99 content. Well, first of all, I apologise for the fact that content hasn't been forthcoming. It is coming. The videoing and the workshop is a little bit backed up because of my health. So I apologise for that, but I have been making conscious efforts to get through a number of bits and bobs that have been hanging around for a very long time. So hopefully we can get over that and get on to some new projects. Now, it is my intention on the SY99 to use the Sector 101 chips to upgrade the memory. Yes, there are guys selling original modules on the internet, but they are sold as, but they're as old as the synth. And the Sector 101 is a kind of modern alternative that is tried and trusted. More comfort over longevity in my case. That's the way I would look at it. Now, I also need to do the battery. I'm also considering a screen replacement, doing a white on blue, because I find that very much easier to read than the black on dirty green, and also the fact that the backlights are a bit of a pain in the bum. So, but that will come once the budget has been set for the other stuff that I need to do with it. Now, Gotek or similar, I think, are personal preferences. That's what I've got to say. I don't have anything against the concept, really don't, but I just haven't swapped any of my keyboards permanently to use a Gotek or equivalent platform. I always say go for the expensive USB drives. That's the only thing I will say about them, because these are the ones with the OLED displays that actually allow you to read the folders and potentially the files in the folders, as opposed to the ones that are just sold with a numeric display on them. The other drives, the cheaper drives, are sold for about 20 or 30 quid, $20 or $30 probably. But they just drive people nuts because you have to catalogue everything that's on the pen drive, rather than being able to just scroll through the folders and understand what it is you are loading in. So that's my only advice. And everybody I know who's put in the cheaper drives has effectively gone and got the more expensive drives after a while.